Dr. G. Vijay Nair hails from Koni in Pathanamthitta district. He was born on 11th October 1941 as the first son of Sri K. Gopalan Nair and Srimati G. Pankjakshi Amma. He is married to Dr. Sita V. Nair, a well-known consultant pediatrician. They have two daughters, Dr. Vinita, a pediatrician, and Dr. Neelima, a chemist. After his early education in Koni at the Republican High School and in Trivandrum at Government Arts College, he joined Catholicate College Pathanamthitta for his BSc degree in chemistry. Subsequently, he obtained MSc and PhD from Banaras Hindu University. Dr. Nair has a second PhD in 1969 from the University of British Columbia with Professor J.P. Kutney. Dr. Nair has held postdoctoral fellowships with Joseph Fried at the University of Chicago, Professor Peter Yates at the University of Toronto, and with Professor Gilbert Stock at Columbia University. After a 16-year career as an outstanding scientist with Lederle Laboratories, which is a division of American Cyanamide Company in Pearl River, New York, Dr. Nair returned to India and joined the CSIR National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology as its deputy director in 1990. During 1997 to 2001, Dr. Nair was the director of this institute. After the completion of his tenure as director, he continued to serve the institute in various capacities as Director Grade Scientist, CSIR Emeritus Scientist, Senior Associate of JNCASR, and DSD Raja Ramanna Fellow. Concurrently, he has been an Honorary Professor of Environmental Sciences at CUSAT for several years. Presently, Dr. Nair is an Honorary Scientist at NIST Trivandrum.
People always ask me the question, how do you do so much work, scientific work, and also manage your personal affairs? Well, the answer is relatively simple. I have a very accommodating, tolerant family, so I don't have to worry too much about our household affairs. Mostly I can concentrate on my work, scientific work. And that also is not difficult because I have extremely talented students all the time. So all I have to do is to play the role of a catalyst and keep them amused, encouraged, enthused. That's my job.
Dr. Nair's research interests are focused on organic synthesis with special emphasis on carbon-carbon and carbon heteroatom bond-forming reactions, multi-component reactions, dipolar cycloadditions, and NHC-catalyzed homoenolate reactions.
This is a very frequent question, how did you produce so many PhDs? Well, I think part of the answer to that question I already mentioned in the first part of my statement. The number of students who completed PhD with me are 51. And of course, a number of many other project students also worked with me over a period of time, probably counting to at least maybe 100 project students over a period of time. Now, then the question that comes is how could you be a director and a good director and a research scientist at the same time? And there have been criticism, there have been suggestions that maybe it's a good idea to concentrate more on the director's job. So my answer always was, if something has to go, it is my directorship, not my students and my research activities. So here also the way we worked on it. As a director, I never micromanaged. I don't believe in it. I find the suitable people to do the appropriate job. Delegate authorities to the extent possible. Delegate with the understanding that the delegated people how they are responsible, they are accountable. So if you can find this is generally in the Western countries, this is the kind of system that they follow, administration, delegate authority, but making the people who are delegated accountable. And if you can find the suitable people to do the right thing, the chances are that they will do a wonderful job. But if you micromanage, if you look over their shoulders all the time, they may not rise up to their potential, and the work will suffer. So, and the students also, I have been trained in a system by a professor, especially at Columbia University. His idea was to raise the student to the level they are capable of growing, and that's a wonderful thing. And what it means is give them ideas when they want ideas, but allow them maximum freedom, allow them freedom to think and execute their experiments. Of course, I'm not anywhere near the professor whom I was talking about, but in my own little way, I tried to establish such a culture, and most people have positively reacted to it. Some people may have found difficulty because I don't closely watch them, I don't instruct them systematically on a daily basis or even weekly basis. People are given some ideas. I'm fond of telling that I'm looking through a telescope. I see some beautiful things out there, and then it is your duty to go there and find the details, whether there are beautiful flowers there, fruits there, what have you. So that is up to the student to explore. I let them explore, and so that I think that has worked well. And also, so as I said earlier, the role of the supervisor should be essentially only catalytic, rather than make them robotic, and also supervise them very, very closely and criticize them for their failures. And none of these things happened, at least deliberately in our group. That probably describes sufficiently how we could succeed. We could probably also talk about these 51 students. The other side of it is that there must have been at least maybe close to that number of students who would have liked to join our group, but we couldn't accommodate for both practical as well as strategic reasons. The institute would not have tolerated that. Even having 51 students in such a short time, many people actually are unhappy about that kind of productivity.
50 students have completed PhD under Dr. Nair's supervision, and his group has published 244 papers in major international journals during the last 22 years. In addition, Dr. Nair has mentored several postdoctoral fellows and nearly 100 MSc project students as well as project fellows supported by DST and other funding agencies. A special mention may be made of the generous funding provided to his group by the American Cyanamide Company, Dr. Nair's former employer in USA. Dr. Nair has been an invited speaker at a number of major international conferences, including the 17th ICHC in Vienna in 1999, IUPAC ICOS 15 in Nagoya in 2004, and ACC 13 in Shanghai in 2009. Dr. Nair has been a visiting professor in several major universities in Germany, Japan, USA, Switzerland, Taiwan, and Brazil. In India, he has delivered a number of endowment lectures, which include the Dr. Sukhdev Lecture in 2005, Professor K. Venkatraman Memorial Lecture at NCL Pune in 2010, University of Hyderabad in 2006, GVK Bio Lecture in 2008, Linus Pauling Lecture in 2012 at MG University, and the Foundation Day Lecture at CSIR IIIM Jammu in 2013. Recently, Dr. Nair delivered the Father Dr. Matthew Thottil Memorial Lecture at Nirmala College, Muvattupuzha. He is a Fellow of the Indian Academy of Sciences and a Silver Medalist of the Chemical Research Society of India. Dr. Nair's work is widely cited in the literature, and his H-index of 44 is among the highest for an organic chemist in India.
My advice is, do not take advice from people who offer advice without your asking for advice. That's very important. Especially this is a problem in Kerala. There are all sorts of people will be advising. Even a man on the street will, after first question they ask, what are you doing? Oh, I'm a scientist. Then they start advising how to do science, what kind of science you should be doing. Now, simply put, advice should be sought from people whom in your mind you can think of as role models, and also people who have no vested interest, who will give you their honest opinion, what is right, what is wrong. Actually, in my mind, to do well in life, what you have to do is to follow your dreams, your passions, and you meditate, you internalize your thoughts, and then you will see, you can figure out what's good for you, what's not good for you. And another way of at least in science, excelling in your area is to read the biography of great scientists. That will inspire you, and that will actually condition you to how to become a great scientist yourself. In other words, I read a book, actually, I think it's still in print, Apprentice to, if you want to be a genius, you have to be associated with genius. The title of the book is Apprentice to Genius. I would recommend that all scientists should probably read that. And also, once again, take advice only from people, those whom you trust. I think that's all I can say for as far as advice is concerned. And always, do not think of in terms of a science as a medium, or something which a device which will get you a good job. Good job you will get, but good job, you don't have to be a scientist to get a good job or make money if that's your passion. But if you want to be a good scientist, you should be passionately involved in it. You should love it. You should not be worrying about what will happen if I didn't get a job immediately after my PhD. But in my, at least as far as I know, no good scientist, no good chemist is finding financial difficulty. So those things will come. But science we should take the view that enjoyment. You should not worry about what is it good for. I have not heard anybody ask a poet, what is good for? What good is your poetry? Will it create any wealth? So same kind of attitude. Science should be almost looked upon like an art, something which you enjoy as a passion for you. Then you will certainly succeed, and other things will follow.